It is Tuesday night, 7:15-ish, again. Means it's time for Dan and Tony Sports. Tony, I'm just a little taken aback because you're wearing that Boston hat.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing the Boston hat?
There's a game on. We're not going to be watching Food Network for the rest of this. I can assure you of that.
No, SmackDown's on tonight.
No, it's not on. No.
Why?
They gave the only good person they have an incurable disease.
That's not true. He's on Raw.
Oh, well, I don't know. This is how much I pay attention.
I know how much you pay
That
attention.
being said, I mean, every time I've been forced to watch or that it's been on TV, I've always actually liked Seth Rollins. So I hope it does get better.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is great.
He seems like a really good performer. He seems like somebody who embodies the whole idea of the old Raw era at times.
Yeah. Oh, so we're going to watch the Troy at South Alabama game, right? No.
I mean, you can put that on during commercials, but there is a championship to be played for tonight.
Okay, and what championship is that?
That would be the Boston Red Sox playing the Los Angeles Dodgers for the first time in a World Series in 102 years.
Oh.
And the last time they played, they weren't even the Dodgers. They were the Brooklyn, whatever the hell they were before they were the Dodgers. I don't even remember what they were. They were something like the Brooklyn. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think for most of us that it matters.
Piece or something. I don't know.
Oh, really? Matter. Really? That's it's an interesting name. We do have one fan who's a big Dodgers fan, and I know we're going off on a tangent to start the show, but Brad from Not a Clue Podcast, big Dodgers fan.
You're going down!
All right. That being said, it's, again, Dan Tony Sports. Thank you all for listening. We're going to get started now with our actual show. We start every show. Oh, I didn't introduce you guys. We have Tony Casper.
There we go.
We have Tony Casper, Dan Beebe tonight. Dan O'Shea will be in just a little bit. But we're going to start tonight. We're going to start tonight like we start every other episode with our pigskin poetry. I don't even know what to say. Football this week has been rough. Watching all of our teams lose has been very tough. Now, I like football, but it hasn't been that great. The NFL has been boring, and college as well as of late. There have been games that are definitely worth the watch, but overall this season feels like it was botched. I'm disappointed, to say the least. I feel like I am Rutgers, playing in the Big Ten East.
Ouch.
Oh God, this is...
I mean, that's just bad.
Yeah, I feel I can't... Or watching these games, I feel I can't win. Now, I always love watching football, but this is the most bored that I have been. It can only get better. It can't be worse, right? I mean, just look at what we saw literally last night. Now, it was a close game, but let's be honest, it sucked. It was a basement brawl between two teams who are fucked. So, in summation, I hope it turns around, because we're only halfway through the season, and there's plenty of football abound. Speaking of botches, I botched that poem.
I don't know if there being plenty left is a good thing.
I don't either. Like, how insane is it that you have a team from New York in a 3-point game and it's fucking boring?
Well, I mean, if anything, it was... all right, so are we going to get into this now? Because do you want me to really start going off on the Giants?
No,
okay.
Not quite yet.
Because, I mean, it wasn't a good game from a primetime standpoint. That being said, I will say, personally, we've been spoiled for a lot of the primetime games we've had this year, where they've been high-scoring, pretty competitive matches for the most part, other than, actually, the other primetime game this week, Denver, on Thursday. That was over before it began.
What was the Sunday night game?
The Sunday night game was...
That was 49ers...
No, Bengals and...
Bengals Chiefs, yeah. And that was a shit fest too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean the Broncos, I mean they won by the first half of the first quarter.
First 4 plays?
Yeah, like it was over. Like the Broncos were like, "Okay, we're just going to you go home now. It's cold, bye."
Yeah, it's wasn't a good look for the Cardinals. Which, by the way, when we did our weekly picks, I picked the Cardinals. I was the one dipshit.
That was the one. Yeah. That's what contributes to your 3-7 this week.
Yeah, so thanks for spoiling it. I went 3-7.
Oh, I spoiled yours. Come on, look at your record this year. It's not been. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to toss that 8 ball.
I'm making ballsy calls, is what I'm doing.
You are. Yeah, they're not paying off, Cotton.
No.
You
Very
are
bold
dead.
moves,
You
and
are
it's not
dead.
paying off. Seriously, my picks are so bad, so bad that I shouldn't even be allowed to talk. Sports.
I mean, again, you're making calls because the thing is, if your calls come through, then you have a week where you've just completely shattered the rest of us. But we're making conscious calls, and we're doing better. But I mean, what? The two Dans are the only ones above 500?
No, you're above 500.
Barely.
I'm below 5. Okay, so you are well above 500. You're at 40-33. And 2.
Oh, okay.
I am 33-42.
40 and 33 doesn't make any playoffs in basketball, okay?
Yes, it does in the Eastern Conference.
That's not real basketball. That's the amateur league.
That gets you a 4 seed in the East.
There's the NBA, there's the D League, and then there's the C League, and that is the B League, and that's clearly the East.
So you're saying that the teams in the East can't even compete with the West?
Probably not. Not this year.
I'm pretty sure the Raptors would absolutely destroy those Lakers. Man, those Lakers look bad.
That's because the Lakers are bad.
Well, they got LeBron James.
Yeah, all right. Well, I have to say something later in this podcast about a certain player that plays for the Lakers in coordination with a certain player who's playing tonight in the Dodgers game, okay? My rant is specifically about shitty people.
Is it Brandon Ingram and Manny Machado?
You're close. You got one of the two.
Is Rajon Rondo the other one?
Bingo.
Yeah, okay.
Bingo.
All right.
I was going to say Lance Stevenson, but...
No, it's so...
I mean, they're a hodgepodge. They are... What's the best way I can put this? They're the longest...
Island of Misfit Toys.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it. But they're kind of... To me, their team, minus LeBron James, if LeBron James came there, and he's like Paul Crew, and this is the longest yard team for basketball.
Bad News Bears?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Similar. But, I mean, this is all a bunch of people who are just bags of
Semi-pro.
shit.
Semi-pro.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you've got LeBron James, who is clearly the, what's his name? Coffee Black?
Yeah.
Of semi-pro. And then, you've got LeBron James, who was traded for a washing machine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not, I'm sorry, the East just isn't very good. Yeah, okay, so I'm a playoff team in the East in basketball. Great. It's like winning participation ribbon.
I mean...
You made it, but, you're also the Hawks.
I don't think the Hawks are going to be making the playoffs.
You see the point I'm making.
Yes. That there are 2 good teams in the East. Everyone else is dog trash.
Yeah, I like to think 3, but that's because I have hope for the Sixers.
I forgot about the Sixers. Okay, so you got 3.
3 that are plausible if you were going to say these are professional teams.
So 3. The 3 being the Celtics, the Raptors, and, hold on, half and half. Half the Bucks, half the Sixers.
Yeah, together they would be a competitor.
They'd be a 1.
Yeah. Actually, you don't even need half. Just put Antetokounmpo over there with Embiid and that.
Chris Middleton was lighting it up.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. I can't disagree with you there. That being said, it's too early for me to get involved in basketball. I can't stand people like Stephen A. Smith and everybody that are already talking. Oh my God, the Lakers are due. It's 3 games. Pump the brakes and relax, okay? They're still playing baseball in Los Angeles and Boston.
Told you!
Chill out, okay? You got another 2 weeks before people start to really care. Because that means you have teams statistically in football that are out of it, and the baseball is done. So you're going to have other fans that are flocking over there just out of necessity because some sports need to be consumed.
I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith because this is what I get from him. Now, I'm going to say the phrase, what if I told you that there was a man who could play basketball well? And this is how Stephen A. Smith would say, what if I told you that there was a man who could play basketball well? That was Stephen A. Smith.
That's not a bad impression.
He's got a better voice than I do, but like...
You know, they should really hire me to be on that show. At least someone else would yell at him.
I would... They should hire LeVar Ball.
Like, let me do it. I'll yell at him.
LeVar Ball for First Take.
Yeah, I'll yell at him in the morning and hang out with, what's her name?
Oh, remember, she's with Jalen Rose.
Yeah, whatever.
You cared a couple weeks ago.
I don't care about Jalen Rose.
You thought a lot less of her a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm still going to think less of her. Really, I'll ask her every morning, really, Jalen Rose, huh?
You know why she's with Jalen Rose, right?
I don't care.
Because he played basketball and made a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fine. But
I ain't saying
that would still be my reminder every day. Jalen Rose, really?
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Give me my cards, Molly. All right.
Give me my cards, Molly. Oh, anyways, so we have gotten...
Her name. I really don't know.
Yeah, it is. We've gotten way, way, way off track. What we're going to start...
Where would you like to start? Where would you like to start us piling shit?
We're going to start with our fan, Chris. Now, Chris would have liked to have been here tonight to discuss what he asked us to discuss. He's not able to. But, Chris, we're going to discuss what you want. So, he reached out to me last week and asked if we could discuss in depth the Buffalo Bills, and gave me a few topics that he really wants to hear our opinions on. And so it's 5 different topics, and I think they are really good questions, discussion starters, etc. Everything from what they should do in the future, what they should do now, asking specifically about certain players. So we've got a lot of different topics to discuss in this one section.
So are you going to keep talking about topics, or do you just want to get to it? We're circling the wagon here.
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Well, that might be true.
Right? That's what they say?
Yeah, I didn't intend to do that, but it just worked out really well.
Yeah, you just set me up for a flaming table.
I mean, we set one up. I don't think your wife's going to like it.
No, she definitely wouldn't. But anyways, so yeah, we're going to talk about the first topic.
I got fired.
Oh yeah, everyone's got fire. I mean, you're probably the most fiery person I know. You're like the local Stephen A. Smith.
I don't doubt that.
All right, first topic that he brought up, and these are his words. Kelvin Benjamin is toxic to the locker room and lazy. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, fans are not the happiest with Kelvin Benjamin right now, and Bills fans aren't the only ones. I mean, he had problems in Carolina. He was extremely talented, obviously. His first year, he was phenomenal, but since then, he hasn't been great. Since being drafted by the Panthers in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft, he hasn't been very productive. In 5 years, he's got 194 receptions, 2,787 yards, and 20 touchdowns. What the hell? Why did I say that so weird? So basically, he's averaging roughly 39 receptions for 560 yards and 4 touchdowns a season. It's not very good. Not good at all.
Not terrible, though.
I mean, 39 catches, pretty terrible.
I mean, it's not great. You also have to factor in he was injured during that period.
He was almost half of his total yards came as a rookie.
In one season. He was injured in his second season, and then he ended up landing here.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe when the Bills traded for him, he was injured, and then he came back. I mean, I don't know the severity of the injury. I mean, what are we asking about him? Are we just talking about Calvin Benjamin? Because he doesn't need any free pass from us.
So, I found... Well, Dan, you're a Bills fan. So I want to hear, what are your thoughts specifically about Kelvin Benjamin, his production, the antics that, he goes and, fights with Cam Newton pregame, And is he toxic to the locker room? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's loud.